So we should open.
It's on!
Hey, we're heading to the Disneyland Resort. Do you think I could get him to do like a remake?
Yes.
All these years
Absolutely.
later,
Will it be better than mine, though?
Yes, easily. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Disney Parks Talk Live, the show in which we talk about Disney parks, and we do it live. My name is Doobie, co-founder of this thing we call Laughing Place. The lady over there is my wife, the other co-founder, Rebecca.
Hey, everybody.
The handsome young man down there is our vice president of everything Southern California and Star Wars. That would be Mike Celestino.
Hello.
And the dorky-looking fellow below me, the vice president of making a vacation a vacation. That would be Jeremiah Good.
Greetings.
We are pleased to bring you the Week in Disney Theme Parks news. If you'd like to be a part of this, please be sure to participate in our chat. Just type in a comment, or if you have a question about anything Disneyland related, Disney park related, we're always happy to interrupt everything we've got planned to tell you the best barbecue in Walt Disney World. In an instant, we will do that. So please feel free to join our discussion.
If only we planned that.
All right, so let's get started with our top story. You know, sometimes it's hard to pick a top story. Peppa Pig is always the biggest story, but there was no Peppa Pig this week. But something really jumped out that actually could end up being in our top story of the year. And that would be the surprise appearance of one of the rarest characters ever in a Disney theme park,
Peppa
Squeaks.
Pig? Oh.
Squeaks from Fox and the Hound. We were doing a live stream last week, and Rebecca was watching and said, "Was that Squeaks?" And indeed it was. Rebecca, tell us all about this incredible character.
I was so excited. Tony was doing the walk and talk with Doobie because Jeremiah was on vacation. And I was like, wait, that caterpillar looks familiar. I think he's from Fox and the Hound. So quickly, my little fingers were typing on the keyboard. I went over and found a screen grab to make sure, and I asked the chat, hey, do you guys think it's Squeaks? And sure enough, everyone agreed. It's Squeaks from Poppins. He's like the comic relief for what is a really, really heavy movie. There is a lot going on in that movie. But no, yeah, he's super sweet. There's a little woodpecker and a finch that try and chase him throughout the movie. And so yeah, I was very, very happy to see a minor character from a favorite film of mine popping up. Did we lose Jeremiah, or did I lose Jeremiah?
Jeremiah's there.
Okay.
So we know Squeaks wasn't in that position last year, but to the best of our knowledge, I think we've talked to about 3,000 people thus far. Squeaks has never made an appearance in a Disney theme park up until now. So maybe someone will correct us.
There wasn't a walk around Squeaks when the Fox and the Hound parade with the hunters with the guns walking behind them.
Mike,
pretty sure.
Is this a character that was in your pantheon of Disney characters, or was I kind of alone in that?
I did see the Fox and the Hound when I was a kid in the theater, but I do not remember this character. I was wondering if it's odd to you that they would put a character from the Fox and the Hound on the nose of a dwarf. Like it seems like they don't ordinarily mix up the franchises like that, right?
They seem to be a bit more comfortable doing that with insects. Like, okay. Spike the bee pops up kind of here and there. So I feel like generic insect. They're more.
My biggest fear with Squeaks, to be honest, is they wanted a caterpillar for the nose, and some horticulturist who is a real Disney dweeb said, "I'm going to make him Squeaks," and now management has found out, and this poor guy is going to get in trouble for mixing characters.
The media event for this is on the 11th. I will track down
You get down to the bottom of
every
Squeaks.
single person I can to find the backstory of how Squeaks ended up on. Is that Happy's nose or Sneezy's nose? I can't tell.
You can't go check it out.
I think Doobie called that character Whistler in the live stream.
I'm pretty sure you're right. He was misidentifying all of the dwarfs that year.
Whistler?
It was really cool.
Look at his mouth. So anyway, yay
He
for
apparently
Squeaks.
doesn't pay attention to me when I do my sensational 7.
We're very happy for Squeaks. We hope this is the first of many appearances. I'm looking forward to a stage show. Who knows? what's
Popcorn
next.
bucket next year.
Dude,
Sell out like
you
that.
know, if they did a Squeaks popcorn bucket, it would be huge.
Or sport.
No, it'd be like this big.
Maybe this is the introduction of Squeaks as a major Disney character. I'm just saying.
Oh, hey, Nathan.
All right, let's move on to some not quite as important news. Speaking of things on your nose, Scentsy has a Rebecca. You can tell us about it. You're the girl.
I don't wait. You threw me with the things on your nose, but
Wait. It's a smelly thing, and Doobie's not addressing this? What's going on? Sorry, it's not from Bed Bath & Beyond like you like, or...
I'm just appreciating Mike Mac coming in with the Squeaks cinematic. Thank you for the support. My love of Squeaks.
With the Snow White crossover.
The official fragrance product of Walt Disney World Resort is Scentsy. It's a partnership that was announced earlier this year. I'm pretty sure it may have been late last year. And they are releasing a 50th anniversary celebratory castle. And you can use it in your house. It has a nice warm glow. And then it has a beautiful fragrance that it is you can purchase as well. It's an iridescent fragrance. I'm not exactly sure what an iridescent fragrance is. But
I don't think they know what that word means.
Is this like, do we need to go get the blacklight posters to put on this candle? What's going on around here?
So, well, I think it has to do with the way that the colored wax piece will see. It's a very beautiful. The castle's design has 50th anniversary decoration. When turned on, you can see in the image above that it featured a beautiful glow within the entryway and windows. It's going to retail for $125. That's the full retail price, and that'll be on sale beginning tomorrow, March 8th. And in our article, we have a link to some Scentsy locations that you can purchase.
I have a question for Mike Celestino. Do you like to have like wallflowers or aromatizers or various things to put smells in your house?
I never did anything like that, but my wife does. In fact, we have this new honey air freshener thing that keeps surprising me when I walk in the office because it helps with some of the cat smells that we have. But yeah, our house smells like honey now. Our apartment smells like honey.
You know, honey never goes bad.
Did not know that.
That's why you love her so much?
The rare food that never goes bad. Yes, Jeremiah.
Did you know that Squeaks was portrayed by Jack Angel, who sadly passed away on October 18th, 2021? Jack Angel also has provided the voices such as Ramjet from the Transformers the movie. He was Rocky Gibraltar in Toy Story. In Hunchback, he did the character Additional Voices. In Bug's Life, he was Thud. Tarzan, he reprised his Additional Voices role.
Who's Rocky Gibraltar?
The strong man with the mask with the kind of mohawky hair looking.
Okay, gotcha.
I feel really bad because he just died a few months ago. He came this close to seeing his greatest creation make it to the theme parks.
Why wasn't there an LP memorial? You know, we do them like for somebody that did one voice. This guy did voices in so many films.
We missed it. Our VP of obituaries is going to get fired. Rebecca.
Over at I'm sorry, Gio is asking, wonder how you get an iridescent fragrance. And in our article, we let you know that the iridescent will be available as a Scentsy brick only in a bundle with the warmer. So that's how it's available currently. So they describe it as a fragrance which is already in use throughout Walt Disney World Resort and has notes of cedarwood, citrus, peony, and apple blossom. And that is the iridescent fragrance that is currently available from Scentsy, but only when packaged with the castle warmer.
Which is beautiful. I could see that making its way to our house someday, especially if they send us one to review.
No, you would buy one. I know you. You would buy one.
Are we ready to move on to the huge news from the past week? And that is
Squeaks?
the most beautiful Magic Kingdom in the world celebrating its 30th anniversary.
And sending our editor overseas, which made things way more complicated around her. Yeah, Disneyland Paris celebrating its 30th anniversary. Our own Kyle and Rebecca Burbank were there for all the fun. I enjoyed seeing their images. It's a lot of kinetic energy within the decor. These golden pinwheels on the gazebo spin, and the characters have these iridescent outfits. We saw Mickey and Minnie earlier. This is Daisy. I wanted to share the Gardens of Wonder if it'll let me. Watch, my thing's gonna just did I totally crash? Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm back.
Oh, this is so cool.
There's 10 different of these Gardens of Wonder, and each one has seems to have 3 characters, because 30 in all. Disneyland Paris celebrating its 30th anniversary. Have you guys seen these yet? Were you able to catch this Twitter from our team? Aren't they cool, Mike?
Yeah, it looks neat. I like it.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Yeah, that must be the absolute coolest thing they did for the 30th. That's pretty amazing. I'd love to see those in person.
And wait, there's more. If my computer will cooperate with me. See, I get a nice. Do you guys see that green screen? Is that what you guys get too?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So wait, it gets to be nighttime in Paris too?
Yeah, man. My computer is not working, Doobie.
Okay, that's cool. Thanks, everyone. No. There we go.
There we go.
This is what it did last time too.
The gazebo we looked at earlier. At night, the bunting actually shifts colors as well, but that's not what Doobie wants to showcase, because if you've been following our Twitter, you've had a chance to see the amazing drones that are a part of the nighttime fun.
So they have a castle show that they've debuted for the 30th anniversary that includes, as Rebecca said, use your imagination. See that Mickey head on the side of the castle? Those are drones.
No, they're not.
That blows me away. And it's so cool because they hold this position for the longest time, and then they start doing other stuff. And then they start doing other stuff, and it's amazing. We have a video of the full castle show, including all the drones, on our YouTube channel. I invite you to definitely check that out. But it's just mesmerizing, and technically mesmerizing too, as well as visually. And hopefully we can see some technology.
It keeps popping the sound back in. Sorry, you guys.
See, check it out. The Mickey head turns into a 30. And then back into a Mickey head.
But my favorite part is about to happen.
I can't see anything beyond the guy holding the cell phone directly in front of Kyle.
I'm gonna make it bigger.
They are drones. Those are independent flying things.
That's fake. That's Disney.
Isn't that cool? Check.
putting out
Okay, here's
their
my favorite
own-
part. Look,
They even can disappear.
They all start to sparkle, and then they disappear, and they're gonna redesign.
Reconfigure.
So fun.
Recapitulate.
Reimagine. Wow.
And for Tony, they have World of Color going in front too.
How many
Isn't that
drones do
wild?
they have that they can do that?
Isn't it amazing?
A lot. It's like 30D.
I love it.
Can we get Tony to count how many drones there are total?
That's so cool. But wait, Jeremiah, this is the part that blew my mind. watching, and I'm so upset I still have yet to see one of these drone shows in person. But wow, so you've got it becomes this. It's so cool. They start to disappear, and they're going to change into a completely different form. They're going to be become like pixie dust, right, sparkling in the skies over the castle. But then, love it. They become this orb, and within the
I thought it
orb,
was a minion for a second.
isn't it wild how within this orb you've got this Mickey head?
So rotating Mickey head in the orb, and it's rotating.
It's so wild.
The possibilities with drones are limitless. Bring them here.
Judgment Day is not far away, you guys.
But we got to enjoy it while we can, Mike.
The Terminator variety.
We're going to be talking about Skynet in 2 weeks, Mike.
I'm so excited. I want to go and see that in person.
So
That
the
is
only reason
so
that,
cool.
that Disneyland Paris can do this, and I can't confirm this, but I know the layout, they have a backstage area that's a small area of walkway that they can close off. So it'll fly right over the walkway and be right next to the castle over their greenery area, not like here where there are guests all around the castle.
You know, your ticket includes a waiver when you come into the park. Let's just do it. What's the worst thing that can happen? What can those things weigh? 40, 50 pounds? Fine. One or two guests.
So on the waiver, it talks about the possibility of catching COVID. You'll be filmed, and you could be decapitated by a drone.
Let me ask you a question, Jeremiah. Would you go to a drone show even if those drones were over your head?
Oh, absolutely. No,
Me too.
The one that
let us
they
make
did
the choice.
here, I
choice.
loved it. It was amazing.
Bring on the drones.
And as if
And then the
Minnie,
drones.
and as if Minnie's 30th anniversary iridescent sparkly outfit wasn't enough, she has a fashionista look. This blue and black looking, I think it's blue and black. Maybe it's white and gold. Pantsuit.
You know what makes me really sad seeing this?
There's our own Kyle Burbank.
If I were to see Minnie like this, I'd want to go up and hug her, but I can't.
Wait. Kyle's touching Minnie. What's going on there? What?
Breaking news! You can hug the characters at Disneyland Paris.
You can hug the characters and they'll fly a drone over your head. We're moving to France, honey.
I stole it from you, Mike. I'll give you credit. I stole the blue-black reference from Mike.
I was hoping, because if you go for reference at 6 years old now, I mean, you are married to Doobie, so.
Oh, hey, we live nearby a street called Laurel, and every time we drive by it, Yanni. Don't forget Yanni. But can you hug a drone? Ooh.
Mike will find out.
Mike Mac, that's a question for Celestino.
Javier, you answer your question. I'll just jump on that. There has been no information about the further expansion of Disney California Adventure Avengers Campus. Hopefully in September at the D23 Expo, we'll hear something more.
But thank you very much for the question. Like I said earlier, we invite any question on any topic not related to Disney parks, not just what we're talking about right now. So feel free to ask me questions, especially Disney parks or Star Wars, because if you have a Star Wars question, Lotico down there, he'll be happy to answer it for you.
And before we move away from Disneyland Paris, Kyle Burbank was actually a part of our LP Live this morning. So at the beginning of that show this morning, we were able to talk with him from Paris and get kind of his first person discussion of what he's been experiencing. We have several reviews on Laughing Place of the drone show. We have images of the merchandise and just the overall experience that's happening right now as Disneyland Paris launches its 30th birthday celebration. But I think the other piece of the 30th birthday that's been capturing a lot of eyes is the Dream and Shine Brighter performances. And this is it's a cavalcade parade. It's like, I don't know if you guys have been able to catch any footage they shot of this yet, but motorcades of characters come into this area right in front of the castle, and then they step away and onto these stages that are set up. and they move about. Sometimes Minnie will be on the stage. Sometimes she'll be dancing in the street. Sometimes she'll be up on this this rainbow vehicle. And as high energy music plays, songs like "Try Everything," "I Have a Dream," all kinds of "A Friend Like Me." So just really high energy. You've got bubbles. You've got some pyro, and the crowd was really into this performance.
And it's a different kind of show than we'll get here at Magic Kingdom or Disneyland. I can't think of anything where there's both parade floats and stage show at the same time.
It's like Move It, Shake It, Celebrate It, but like next level.
Yeah, much.
When I went out before everything shut down for the Frozen celebration, they did that where they brought out different floats and they all moved onto the hub stage and performed. And it's amazing because it does give a lot more viewing area for the guests. But as Kyle can see, if it is so much around you, if you're not able to move, you need to have somebody like 4 different spots to record it.
He and Becca were actually doing their best to capture as many different angles of this as they could, and then we were able to piece it together. So you get a feel of what it's like to be right there in the center of things. You know, looking to your left, looking to your right. You've got entertainment kind of all around you, and like high energy. So once again, that's right here on our YouTube, full show of the new Dream and Shine Brighter. We've got that. We've got the full nighttime entertainment with drones available. And more is coming. I know Kyle is stitching together the various wonders, Gardens of Wonder, so that'll be here as well. Hey, Jeremiah.
Yes.
EPCOT questions from Javier.
Mary Poppins attraction, as far as we know, is gone. They removed that from the EPCOT experience early, before even the pandemic kicked in. So we're guessing that the Mary Poppins attraction isn't anywhere going to happen. The Spaceship Earth, that was shelved. I think the last time they said anything, when they announced that it wasn't going to close when the parks reopened, that it possibly would be at a future date. But we've not heard anything about either one. Right now, they're still working on just trying to figure out what they're doing with the EPCOT expansion, because that all kind of got jumbled around with the change in the world. So hopefully, again, I would guess D23 in September, we'll hear more information about that. Or possibly this summer when they open up Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, we may get some type of preview.
And we'll have a little more on Cosmic Rewind shortly when we get back to Walt Disney World. If it's a hot take from Tony, it can be disregarded. No, just kidding. Love you, Tony. You are a 9 out of 10. So let's move over to the West Coast so Mike Celestino can join the conversation. Mike got to tour the Food and Wine Festival. I broke for a moment. The Food and Wine Festival at Disney. Sometimes I wonder if I'm human. Mike got to tour the Food and Wine Festival at Disney California Adventure recently, which runs until April 26th at Disney California Adventure. It's an event where you can walk around and sample some yummy, interesting dishes from, well, that kind of inspired by California. We have tons of pictures of that. We have some nice tweets, including Jeremiah trying one of the more popular dishes. So, Mike, what do you want to tell us about this year's event?
There's lots of food you can get at a bunch of different kiosks and booths. There's also a couple entertainment options, such as the return of the Jammin' Chefs, although this year they're performing over by the Hyperion Theater in front of the marquee over there. We've got video of that up on YouTube. Thanks to Jeremiah, who got that out before I did. And then I shot a video of the new Alice's Wonderland Bakery unbirthday party show for kids. This is where they'll take a handful of kids out of the audience, and I'm actually I think you may have to sign up beforehand to be involved with this, but they put them up at those tables up in front of the stage there in Hollywoodland, and the kids will each get a cupcake to decorate while the characters are performing on stage. Minnie Mouse is involved with this show, but also it's that chef guy there. He has a name. I think it's Roly Pins or something like that. And then Alice and her friend, whose name Princess Rosa, are both on the screen there behind him, interacting with him. But yeah, it seems like a fun interactive show for kids to get involved with. And this is brand new as far as I'm aware of for this year's Food and Wine Festival. And then, yeah, walking around the rest of DCA, you got the usual booths and tasty looking food. And at the Paradise Gardens Park. Paradise Gardens, you've got the beer gardens, and there's art going on. There's a gentleman doing like chalk art inside the gazebo over there. There's live music at the performance stage in Paradise Gardens, crafts for the kids, all sorts of fun stuff happening for the Food and Wine Festival. Lots of merchandise.
Cool merchandise. Did you get to try out any of the foods? I know you're limited, but did you try anything that stuck out?
You know what? I'm a little disappointed this year because they used to put, like 5 years ago when I would go cover the Food and Wine Festival, in the back of the guide, they used to put the allergy options, and they don't do it anymore. It's just they'll put the vegan options.
Sorry.
But basically, I had to ask when I got to the media reception, and they brought out some sampling stuff that I was able to try. But I don't know that anything available in the kiosks for these sample size dishes that you get, I don't know if any of it is automatically gluten-free.
Gluten-free. One of the more famous items this year is the peanut butter and jelly mac, which Jeremiah tried for the first time on Twitter, and his reaction was priceless. Jeremiah, tell us about it.
Hang on. There it is. There's the Pop Rocks exploding in my head. So going into this, peanut butter mac and cheese. A few years ago, they had ghost pepper mac and cheese, and I tried that, and it was very good. So I decided to try this, which I'm glad that we ran into Mike so we could do this. And this wasn't going to be like Twitter. This was like, wait, Doobie will want me to do this.
Yes.
So at first I was like, okay, this won't be anything. And then I take the first bite and I'm like...
My favorite part about this video that I just noticed now as you were watching it is that as Jeremiah is making that face, the head chef behind the event walks by in the background.
Oh, that's epic.
I mean, he's coming from the other direction, so he might not have seen him, but he does like walk right past.
Oh, wow. I would love to get him trying it, see if he could keep a straight face. I've read a few reviews. I haven't found anyone that thinks it's pretty amazing.
No, it's very misleading. I was thinking mac and cheese was some type of like peanut butter and jelly taste. It is more pasta with a peanut butter type sauce and then strawberry Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks? It has actual Pop Rocks on it.
Friggin' Pop Rocks, yes.
That was my favorite part of it.
And that was totally like and then all of a sudden my head starts to explode because I had no clue, and I definitely think that made the highlight of the video.
And to answer Tony Betty's question, yes, that shirt does in fact say "Golden State of Mind" with Mickey in the orange globes along with his best pal.
I feel like Tony needs that shirt just because that's his humor.
I'm now picturing him dressed up as peanut butter and jelly so he can be peanut butter and jelly. Nikki B, so gross. Mike Mack, heck yeah, you're gonna try it. That's your job, man.
I'm trying to decide if I want to try it.
Wait, that's vegetarian, right? Yeah, I can try that. I would totally try it.
And I'm really fond of the logo that's on, like the primary logo that's on their event merchandise. It's like this collage of images, food images along with icons of the park. So really, I'm fond of it. It's on the pin and the jacket. I also spotted it on the hat. So nice looking merchandise. I can't wait to see it in person in a few days.
That's great. You went frozen there, Jeremiah. You're back now.
I was like, do you happen to have the tweet of the logo or the artwork that they did at Downtown Disney?
I can if you
It was like I was lucky enough to walk because I was out there randomly, and I was walking through Downtown Disney, and at the ESPN zone where they put up a lot of the different murals and different things, they had it's by a Florida artist, which was quite funny, and it's the logo, but it's all done with vegetables and different foods. So it was pretty. Like I looked at it and went, "Oh, that's neat." And then you walk up and you can look and see like the black olives for Goofy's eyes and that kind of stuff. So it came out very good.
Also, while Rebecca looks for that, the Food and Wine Festival, of course, can be enjoyed on a slight budget with a Sip and Savor Pass, $52 for Magic Key holders, $57 otherwise. That gives you 6 tabs to go around and get dishes and certain drinks with. So that works out to about $57 divided by $6 each. Is it 6 or 8? I'm sorry.
8. You get 8 tabs.
8. Sorry. Thank you, Mike. That's why you're VP. So 8 tabs. So that works out to 57 divided by 8. And so a good way to experience it and save a little bit of money. And you don't have to use them all on the same day. You can bring them back to a later visit. So that is Food and Wine at DCA running through April 26th. We've got tons of coverage on our YouTube of that as well, including a fun walk and talk we did on its opening day with Mr. Mike. That was a good one. Also at Disneyland Resort, let's go to what's really the big news at Disneyland Resort, and that is the fact that tomorrow, one of the original and one of the beloved lands of Disneyland is closing forever. Okay, it's not original and it's not closing forever, but Toontown is closing for about a year. And so you two, Jeremiah and Mike, clearly have a lot of affinity. I'm sorry, Jeremiah and Rebecca have a lot of affinity for Toontown. So Mike, give me your favorite Toontown memory.
You know what? We were there yesterday and we actually went and did Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin since we knew it's not going to be available for a year and really enjoyed it. You know, that ride's really growing on me now that it's going away temporarily, but it's a lot of fun.
Mike, I haven't gone back to watch your video of when they put in the Jessica in the trench coat, but I think that the final Jessica, where she's holding the mallet, now she has another trench coat, but the weasel that she was hitting used to be the one that smoked all the cigarettes and had him in his hat, and they've replaced his hat so it doesn't have cigarettes in it anymore.
Okay.
And I don't remember if that was how it was back then or
I am not sure.
Okay.
We'll have to check the video. Check the videotape.
Yes, Toontown has always been there. As we know, they were digging. For a nice article on the history of Toontown, our own Tony Betty, who also made this comment, did a wonderful article you can go check out on Laughing Place. I just put a link in the chat for that.
Toontown is actually one of the themed lands of Disneyland. You'll find it just outside of It's a Small World area at Disneyland. And it features Mickey's house and Minnie's house. And it currently has Donald's boat and Goofy's house, but we know those are heading away. So we're not quite sure exactly how everything's going to look. We've seen some concept art. And they're also adding Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway to that land. So lots happening. The doors close tomorrow night, and they are not set to reopen until 2023, right, guys?
Yeah, that's right. And then when it reopens, it'll have perhaps the second most popular ride in all of Disneyland, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So that'll be pretty huge, drawing people all the way to the back of the park. So how about you, Rebecca? You got any particular Toontown memories? Anything you're looking forward to saying goodbye to tomorrow?
Okay, Gideon was he's our, for those of you who don't know us well, that I'm married to that guy over there, and we have a son, Gideon, and he is a big fan of Roger Rabbit cartoon spin. And so for quite a while, my trips to Disneyland were a large portion of them were spent in Toontown, because we would do Roger Rabbit cartoon spin. Thankfully, you could get a fast pass, and then you could ride it, and then you could leave and come. But that meant I had to go down and up that thing a lot of times. Wow, I wish that they could find something other than that enormous hill down and up to get me to Toontown. That would be. But one of my favorite memories at Toontown Doobie actually was when we were there with one of the former Imagineering employees who voiced the mailbox. One of the mailbox voices. And so, you pull down and you could hear the voices. And she's actually the sister of Terry Hardin, who is more well known for her Imagineering career. But her sister had done, some work within that field within that group as well. And so that was a lot of fun to kind of talk with her about doing that voice. And I liked those elements, those little elements, but overall I'm excited for it to become a more tranquil location, because it's a cacophony of sound. And I'm eager for it to be made a little bit more, a little less Roger Rabbit-y, and maybe a little bit more, nice picnic.
To me, that is what makes Toontown great. Toontown is one of the more underrated lands in all of Disney theme parks. It's small, so they can really immerse you in it. And it feels, the scene in Roger Rabbit when they first go into Toontown, and it is a cacophony. That's the feeling when you walk into Toontown. Especially if you go to the right. It is loud and crazy, and there's smoke coming out there, and it's
terrifying.
Crowded. It's crowded because it's tiny.
Main target.
It feels like being in a real Toontown, and I admire Disney for creating such an immersive land. It's really, really good, and I think it's really underrated. It doesn't have any up until now, it doesn't have any really major rides. Roger Rabbit's great, but
the preschoolers run away from.
So I think it's underrated, and but I look forward to it getting a major ride like it deserves and bringing even more people into it next year.
So my response to Rebecca and her, it's going to be peaceful. They're making it more for the children to play and to expend their energy. That's not going to make it quieter.
It's a different kind. It's a really different kind of sound when it's children playing, as opposed to firework explosions and electricity.
Somehow I don't think any of
glass.
that. I think all of that will stay there. It's just going to be Goofy's bounce house will be Goofy's come and sit house. Oh wait, that's what it has been.
So, real quick, 3 major rides in Toontown: Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, Jolly Trolley, and Gadget's Go Coaster. What's your favorite of those 3, Rebecca?
Definitely not the Jolly Trolley. What was the other one then?
Gadgets and Roger Rabbit.
Oh, Gadget over Roger.
Jeremiah?
I love the Jolly Trolley. That when it first opened, it was the double trolley. That was so much fun. Where you'd be like,
the scariest ride in the park ever.
Mike Celestino?
I don't think I ever did the Jolly Trolley, so I'll say Roger Rabbit.
Okay, Jolly Trolley is the winner.
Let me describe the Jolly Trolley to you, Mike. You sit in a chair that's high enough off the ground that you can't brace your feet. And then the seat that you're on is not quite really big and deep enough to feel comfortable. It's kind of like how you feel when you're on Soarin'. Like you just don't feel like you're quite all the way in there, so you're happy you have a seatbelt. And then they do this to you, and then they're like, you're riding along like this, slightly forward, slightly backwards, slightly side to side.
And no seatbelt.
No way to brace yourself. And you're just like, I hope I don't fall out.
And there is no seatbelt, and it is a little bit perilous, but
it was horrifying.
I've got a very large behind, and I never fell out, so I feel like it's pretty safe. And they're constantly clanging, and there has to be someone walk in front of it to clear out people from the track.
And that's why it's no longer there anymore.
but
I wonder about this
it had
too.
charm.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think that they're gonna find a way in the midst of all this to adapt so we won't have to close it for fireworks?
They're putting in an e-ticket attraction. I would hope that that area is going to be open all day.
I think the way to adapt is to get Reedy Creek out in Anaheim so they don't have to close it for fireworks and we can watch it the way we used to, lying on our back with ashes falling on our face.
Do you remember watching fireworks out there, Jeremiah?
No. I do have a favorite story of fireworks and setting things on fire, but that doesn't revolve around Toontown. I do agree with Mike that they do need to do something. I'm guessing that they'll do some type of quicker walkway to it, but they can't cancel the fireworks, and the fallout for the fireworks is definitely in that area.
Our CEO chimes in. They have a plan for not closing it at night. Thank you, CEO. Not having fireworks is their plan.
Okay, on that topic, the Mickey's Mix. What's the current fireworks show?
I think it's Mickey's Mix Magic, right?
Yeah. So I saw that before the pandemic hit, like right towards when it just launched, and I thought the fireworks were not that great. It very much hit me as like, this isn't a good fireworks show. The projections are When I was out there, they're doing it during the week without the fireworks. I was on Main Street, and it was a street party. Everybody was having fun dancing to the music. They did just the projections up and down Main Street and on the castle. They did the laser projections, the bubbles or snow or whatever comes out. It was probably one of the most fun times I've had on Main Street in a long time.
Well, we're happy for you, Jeremiah.
And as Tony,
I think that's the future. That is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And as Tony Betty reminds us, at Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World, they do shut down a portion of Fantasyland. I would argue that most is an overstatement, but a portion of Fantasyland.
No, I think he's talking about.
It does reopen.
I think he's talking about Disneyland because
they
shut down. Yeah, they shut down just the same place. All the dark rides are shut down for fireworks because of the castle, pops and those.
Very good. And Mike Mack says, I have seen that show twice, both times without fireworks. The projections down Main Street are amazing. So maybe I'll be able to catch that on my upcoming visit. I have yet to see it because nighttime entertainment does not tend to appeal. Fireworks are not a high priority to the men I travel to Disneyland with. So I often don't get to see fireworks, even though my favorite memories of Toontown regarding are with fireworks, because we used to watch fireworks out there. And then I guess the fact that most of the time I would leave covered in ash led to them deciding that they really shouldn't let guests be out there. So they moved us to the, that hill, right? To Small World, by Small World leading into Toontown. You could just lay there and look up and see the fireworks. So you could be on that hill. It was really nice. And then they decided that was still too close. So then they moved it a little bit further back. But yeah, I miss those days of being that close to the pyro. So
soon you'll be in the Esplanade watching it from there, but at least they'll be able to do a drone show over the park. So next story. And I really hope I get the assignment to cover this one. The first ever Disney Junior Fun Fest is coming to DCA, and I presume Mike will be covering it, but I would love to be his child guest to enjoy that to the max.
Oh, that's why I made a reservation for April 29th. Okay.
This is so...
I'm glad you get the same thing I do, Mike.
This is so exciting. It's a preschool-aged... an event designed just for preschoolers. It's going to feature, a celebration of 10 years of Doc McStuffins, the Alice's Wonderland Bakery, which is that new Disney Junior show. There's also going to be some photo ops for the amazing Spidey and Friends. So, but we're actually going to be one of our LP team is going to be there with his Disney Junior age child. So don't worry, Mike. You're not gonna have to borrow somebody's kid for the day.
I will be there, I believe. But I feel it's a little odd that they have a Band-Aid as part of the
That's Doc
logo.
McStuffins.
Okay. To me, it just implies they're going to get
Mike,
injured.
don't you feel better? I feel better, so much better.
Thank you, Doc.
And there goes the ding. We're off the air.
Wow, Mike.
Wait, what?
Have a child.
Oh,
I have a
sorry.
child.
I've never seen that show. No, sorry.
Oh, she's a doctor of stuffies.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
she'll fix your stuffed animal.
A neighborhood stuffed animal veterinarian.
So thank you for joining us. Now you know everything about Squeaks and Doc McStuffin.
Doc McStuffin is huge. One of the biggest articles we've ever had, maybe the biggest ever on LP, was about Doc McStuffins and her adoption episode. So don't go there. This reminds me so much. First of all, I would really love to be there and see that cavalcade of all the Disney Junior characters. That would be so awesome. But doesn't this bring you back to Super Soap Weekend and ABC Primetime Weekend? That's so funny.
I just it's like the absolute opposite end of that Disney entertainment spectrum.
But it's the same kind of thing.
Over here, Disney Junior Fan Fest over here.
You got Mommy and you got Kitty. No, but it's the same kind of thing, using DCA for something. And I like that a lot. I love to see them doing this, and I hope this does extremely well. They should do a New Year's Eve too, just, as a throwback.
That's like one of my favorite things ever at DCA was New Year's Eve. Counting down the new year at noon with like young Disney radio Disney personalities. That was like the best. I so wish that would come back.
Because we can't keep anybody in the park past 5 o'clock.
And Benji points out soon for you it'll be the story living event for TV.
You kids, get off my hub grass.
That hurt. That hurt a lot, just saying. Turning Red, which, if you are interested in that film, which is Pixar's latest film, hitting theaters never, but coming to Disney Plus.
It is coming to the El Capitan.
It is coming to 2 theaters.
What else? What's the other one?
Something in New York.
AMC New York.
Okay.
And AMC in New York.
For Oscar qualification.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar still has that qualification? I thought they got rid of that. Wow.
I think that was just during the pandemic, but I mean, who knows when that'll end. But yeah, continue.
Okay, so we had Alex gave a nice review of that as a part of our LP Live this morning, and Rebecca talked about. And if you'd like your picture with the lead Fluffy from Turning Red, as far as I know, you can't get it, but you can get it with the stand-up over at Disney California Adventure. Rebecca, is there more you want to add to that?
I don't have anything more to add to that. There's actually an initiative happening within Disney parks. They're doing a lot to promote Turning Red over at Disney Hollywood Studios. You can catch a sneak peek at a portion of the Pixar's new title. Is this from you, Jeremiah?
Yes, I went and saw it today. I will honestly say the early sneak peeks and the trailers for Turning Red, I really wasn't sold on. And then I went and saw the preview today, which is about a 10-minute. They show kind of the opening, and then they show clips, much like they do in the different ones they've done in the past. And I'm excited for it. I will probably not wake up at 3 a.m. to watch it, but I will definitely see it on Friday.
And to go with that initiative, there's also many Turning Red themed food coming around. Disney Springs, EPCOT, Popcorn Cart, Le Cellier. So if you are a fan of this movie, the parks will have you covered.
And we've spotted a variety of merchandise also making its way to shelves at Downtown Disneyland. Too.
And at Disney Hollywood Studios, they had some of those. They didn't have that cute pillow, but they had the slippers, the hat, and a shirt. So I'm guessing the merch just hasn't made it off a boat over here yet. Question
for Mike Celestino. What was the last Pixar movie you just could not wait to see?
Oh, that's a good question. I was super excited for Soul, and I didn't love it. I really was psyched for it, and I didn't fall in love with it. But I guess before that, it would have been Incredibles 2, and that one was just kind of okay. So I'm just like a record of disappointment here.
Yeah,
but
Mike, Moral of the story, Mike, don't have expectations.
I think you know my answer to that already, Doobie, so don't ask me.
I was
Part
super
two?
excited for Toy Story 3, and I loved that movie. So
Okay.
maybe that was the last one that lived up to my expectation.
What was yours, Jeremiah?
Onward.
Oh, goodness. Don't make me
I liked
cry.
Onward too.
Yeah.
Mike Max says Incredibles 2. I can't remember one for me. It's been a while since I've been really excited about a Pixar. But I tend to like them, just don't have that excitement. Expect disappointment and you'll never be disappointed. Thank you, Mac, for those words of wisdom and encouragement. I'm moving back over to the East Coast where Jeremiah resides. Let's start with the updated NovaCorp Star Blaster outside of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Jeremiah, can you give us an update on this attraction while we look at its progress? Or even before?
This is a Star Blaster. They've been continually putting pieces of it together, so it's getting closer and closer. We still don't have a date, no matter what random tweets may say. So, but it does look amazing. I cannot wait for this attraction to open. For those of you who don't know, the pre-show and the load area take place in the old Universe of Energy building, which is one of the most massive buildings in EPCOT. That's just the load area, and the coaster is in one of the largest buildings that you'll probably ever see.
Larger than the Pentagon or the VAB?
Wait, I've seen the VAB. Good luck with
that. Breaking news from Jeremiah. The opening date is getting closer.
That is the type of in-depth information you get from the Disney Parks Talk team here at Laughing Place.
This is how we make sure we're always accurate. Always accurate. Really go out on a limb there. Jeremiah's frozen, so perhaps we won't go back to another Disney World story. Although I love the fact that they debuted the Spaceship Earth Beacons of Light thing, Beacons of Magic, and they keep adding to it. Jeremiah, what's the latest?
Colors of the Wind.
Yes.
And we don't want to get copyrighted, so we won't have any audio, but I'll sing for you.
Yeah, this is just a great addition. I mean, when we all heard about the Beacons of Magic coming and the lights on Spaceship Earth, I don't think we ever thought that it would be this cool. I mean, with the Rainbow Connection for Festival of the Arts and this, it's so beautiful. And I would definitely say that this could be probably the best nighttime entertainment in Walt Disney World.
Is Harmonious that bad?
No, but this is, if we were going off public opinion, this is definitely the best. But the amount of, they can change it. Like, they've changed it twice in, a matter of months to add in new patterns and a whole new show. So I can't wait to see it.
And as Gio mentioned over here, Zach Ridley made a cool picture. We don't happen to have that one, do we?
I didn't have that pulled up. I can.
Okay. That's
So
okay.
you'll have to poke around for that one.
But imagine a cool picture from Zach Ridley. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then, of course, Flower and Garden.
A familiar silhouette on
Yes.
the
Goofy.
on the Spaceship Earth.
During Colors of the Wind?
No, there was like a post by this Zach Ridley on his Instagram.
Imagineer Zach Ridley.
Imagineer, is that his title?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So this is something they're testing?
No, in the front of Spaceship Earth, they have a Goofy topiary that's holding a birthday cake. I have no clue how or where they took this picture, because the view is amazing and it makes Goofy's head look as big as Spaceship Earth. So it's a beautiful picture, and I'll do my best to bring a floodlight next time I'm there after the park closes, when there's nobody else around, and just recreate it.
You do that, Jeremy. Maybe you can do some hand shot.
I'm good at it. Look, there's a butterfly.
Yeah.
There's a little bunny foo-foo.
And yes, Javier, it did. It pays beautiful tribute to Pocahontas. It features the music of Colors of the Wind. It has a lot of colors that we hadn't quite seen yet on Spaceship Earth. Beautiful like aquamarine and green, very similar to what the color palette of the film is, especially the colors of the wind sequence. So just excellent imagery and takes you kind of into that movie on an enormous orb, which is so weird.
So weird. Mike Mack would love for the food. You mentioned Rainbow Connection, for the Festival of the Arts. For the food and wine, I think Mike Mack would like 99 bottles of beer on the wall with some cool animation up there.
Which you've decided if we were on Endor would be Yum Nub.
Yum Nub. That's right.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember that. I couldn't remember.
I think we can all guess what song will be used for food and wine.
It'll be a Ratatouille tune, right?
What?
Oh no.
What is the number one song you think of when
Be Our Guest.
Yeah.
Kitchen Cabaret, veggie
Yes,
fruit.
Kitchen Cabaret, veggie fruit
Be Our Guest.
will
No
be.
substitute for we very fruit. We don't have to do the whole thing, Mac. But you make a good point. Let's see what else we got here.
I still think
Flower
it's
and Gardens
Ratatouille.
going on. Have you been to Flower and Garden yet, Jeremiah? I know you were on vacation.
I have not. We will be there on Friday for the whole event, and that is when I will confirm all the information we could possibly get about Squeaks.
Thank you.
Wow,
So,
everybody is on the Be Our Guest page. I'm sorry, I'm still on the Ratatouille page, although I do think the idea of Le Poisson would be fun.
hee, hee. Can you imagine all the AP standing there? Hee. Oh!
Can we get that clip right there for Doobie for the rest of the life?
Then we would giggle and be so proud of ourselves. That'd be so awesome. So we'll have more on Flower and Garden next week after Jeremiah goes to the media event. We did do a cool live stream from it last week. You guys can check that out. But it's kicked off at Walt Disney World. It runs into July 4th this year, which is a long time. And it'll be that French Ratatouille song. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Everybody's like, Ratatouille. What is the song in Ratatouille that we all love that we sing along with that would be perfect for it?
That is a good question. Are there are no songs in Ratatouille,
No,
right?
it's
just
all
music.
instrumental, yes. It's beautiful.
Faire Jacques, faire
Jacques.
I could not remember.
Donnez-vous.
Oh wait, hold on. You start, then I'll go, and then Mike, and then
Not only are you
Row,
fuzzy,
row,
Rebecca,
row
but
your
you're
boat.
frozen.
row your boat.
But we're nearing it in. If you just want to go audio, or don't leave us though. We need you. All right. So that's Flower and Garden coming up. And the last thing I wanted to mention was no, I don't even want to mention that. That's not much. That pretty much takes care of it. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, Jeremiah?
Busch Gardens, the Iron Gwazi officially opens this week, so that's something new. Out here, we're all everything seems to be going well. I don't know if you could hear that, but there was just a giant thunderbolt.
Yeah,
So,
Florida. Are we counting down to Halloween Horror Nights yet? Are we close?
if the general populace could understand how to exactly hit a certain number of hearts, there could have been announcements about Halloween Horror Nights. If you're not familiar, on Twitter, Universal Halloween Horror Nights has their own Twitter account, and I know at least twice they've done if we get exactly this many, not above or below at this time, there will be an announcement. And both times have been way above, so they haven't announced anything. But as Max said, I am always counting down to Halloween Horror Nights too.
She did it. Yeah, I've never said this before in my life, but I'm looking forward to Halloween Horror Nights.
Ho ho.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's okay. So I think that's about it. Was there anything else you wanted to say, Mike? Sorry.
This is sort of parks related, but on Saturday I went to Universal City Walk Hollywood to see the Sing 2 activation. They were giving out free ice cream from Ben & Jerry's, and they had a photo op for this weekend in celebration of Sing 2's release on home entertainment.
I feel like Sing 2 should be Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah,
if we're going to attach it, that's...
Rebecca, I don't know if you have audio there. Is there anything else you wanted to say? No, I'm good.
I'm good. No, I'm good.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. This
We
has
have somebody who popped in. Are they popping in to say something before we sign off?
he's
Okay.
just here for later. But you are now visible, and that's nice. So wonderful. There was nothing else you wanted to say, Rebecca? Yeah, well, I'd like to remind you that tomorrow, Rebecca will be, well, you don't need to know that, but we'll have coverage from Toontown coming up. And on Wednesday is the Walt Disney annual meeting of shareholders, which is like our mecca here. At least it was until they started Investors Day. So we'll have huge coverage for that all day long on March 9th. You'll definitely want to be tuned in here, tuned into our website and to our Twitter, as we will be covering that as well as anyone in the entire world. And I mean that literally this time.
And I was going to just say that we have a few changes coming up to our schedule. There's on our Barely Necessities, it's going to be on Thursday, and as well as Star Wars Headlines will also be Thursday. There's not going to be a Disney Trivia Live Tuesday, so we'll be back with that on Saturday night. So just a little bit of a change in the schedule there, and I suspect that you will see Marvel time a little bit delayed as we have the shareholder meeting coverage. So there
and of
you
course,
go.
Okay. So thank you for joining us here. We'll be back next Monday with another bunch of news and stuff. I'd like to give a personal thank you to Rebecca Mosley, Mike Celestino, and Mr. Dork. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.